So I know what number 20 is for sure. But the rest of them could hop over one another depending on which plate stops spinning first. Good folks at Lionsgate had a really good time working with us on this movie, and finally popped the question in our line of work. The question is, so what do you want to do next? You know, we've been waiting for fucking a good year, and they finally said it, and we're like, right on, that means they like us and shit. That means they'll pay for the next round, whatever the fuck it is that we're gonna make. So I was telling them, well, we've been trying to make the Mallrats sequel at Universal. Don't get too excited, because the key word is trying. As I told them, they were like, how's it going? I was like, well, Liz Destro, who's the producer of this movie, she heard when I was out on the Reboot Roadshow tour, I was talking about, I'm gonna do Clerks 3. So she was like, oh shit, I hear you're thinking of writing Clerks 3. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna write it as soon as we finish shooting Mallrats 2. And she goes, well, I'll bet you that if you write Clerks 3, I can get that made before I get Mallrats 2 made. And I was like, oh, it's a win-win, I'll take that bet. So Universal is just has dragged ass with Mallrats sequel for the better part of 5 years now. When I first went in there, perhaps their reaction explains everything. I went in and said, you know what, I'm ready to do a Mallrats sequel, so let's do this. And they're like, we own Mallrats? I was like, yeah, this was a Universal picture, man. They're like, let's check. And they look online like, son of a bitch, we do. You know, I love that movie. I'm like, great, man, because I wrote another one. Here's the sequel. And I gave them the script and shit. And when I met with them again, they just looked at me real puzzled. And they were like holding up the script and they were like, this is neither Fast nor Furious. So we got kicked down to a lower division at Universal where they make straight-to-video movies and shit, which is fine. I don't give a fuck. I take the movie out and tour. I get the same experience that I'm gonna have that I had on Reboot and I have on Clerks 3, so I'll get mine and shit. That division only goes to $5 million, and the budget of Mallrats is $7 million. Not the least of which because it's about $1 million in post-COVID costs that until the industry changes and fucking gets rid of the regulation, everything gets more expensive. We had to add $700 grand to the budget for Clerks 3 for COVID costs and stuff. So it's just problematic. You can't really bring that fucking part down yet.
Every fucking Monday, Wednesday, Friday, gotta fucking swab up my ass.
Yeah.
Excuse me, my nose.
But it's so deep it went straight out your ass.
Jay did the suppositories.
So we were, we're at an impasse at Universal because the budget is $7 million, but they're like, we'll only give you $5 million. And I was like, well, I can bring $2 million outside money. And they're like, we're not comfortable with that. We don't partner up. And I'm like, well, you would never have to pay it back. And they're like, that sounds shady. And I was like, we are from Jersey. So it's been a long process. And so I was telling Lionsgate, like, we're hoping to do that. If not, there's this other thing I'm gonna do. And Lionsgate was like, oh, we work with the Universal all the time. Let us get into it. So it could be that Clerks 3 is the KO pectate that loosens up the shit that is Twilight and Never wanted to sit on my ass and wait for fucking shit to happen. That's 16, but I've got 17, could easily be 16 if Universal continues to drag ass. I just bought a movie theater in my hometown. We call it Mount Castle Cinemas. So if you own a movie theater, it's like you own a set. Like, so I wrote a movie to shoot in the movie theater. It's called 4:30 Movie, set in 1986 about me and my friends would go pay to see one movie and then hop movies all day long. That's what we used to do when we were kids. So that's ready to go. That's cheap as fuck and stuff like that. So if Twilight and Mallrats can't happen first, I can just go right to 4:30 Movie. If 4:30 Movie can't, if Twilight is happening, 4:30 Movie will wait and shit. Movie theater's not going anywhere, so I'm good. That's 15, that's 16, 17. 18, would be the aforementioned Moose Jaws. Now that we have a relationship with Lionsgate from Jay and Silent Bob reboot had home video. They didn't have theatrical, that was Saban. Overseas, it was Universal International. They had home video. And after the home video of Jay and Silent Bob reboot was done, they reached out to us and they were like, we sold so many fucking Blu-rays and DVDs of this Jay and Silent Bob bullshit that if you have any more of this Jay and Silent Bob bullshit, you want to make it and it's under $8 million, you fucking come here. And I was like, I'm filled with nothing but Jay and Silent Bob bullshit. So, Moose Jaws is some more Jay and Silent Bob bullshit. So when I mentioned it to Lionsgate, they were like, what's your budget? I'm like, $3 million. They're like, oh, consider it made. So that has a real future now. Movie 19 came about recently from, this is gonna sound so name droppy, but I gotta tell a story in order to get to the conclusion. I don't know if you know this or not, but Ben Affleck got married recently. So we had to, in order to go to his wedding, we had to catch 2 flights. Like you fly to Atlanta and then you gotta fly to fucking Savannah as well. So coming home, same fucking thing. But the Savannah to Atlanta flight, oh my God, I'm in Atlanta. I tell this story all the time. This is so fucked up, I'm so stoned, I forgot I'm in the very place. It's funny because it takes a really anti-Atlanta turn. So we were delayed in Savannah, and then the plane got here to Atlanta, and we missed our fucking connector. The whole flight, Jay's going like, they'll wait. And I was like, why do you think that? Is this your first time on an airplane? Like, they got schedules to keep. And he goes, yeah, but like, I've been at airports sometimes, and we get delayed, and we're waiting for another flight. I was like, yeah, but that don't mean that's what's gonna happen here. He's like, I choose to believe it is. And he's like, that's your problem, you're negative. I'm the power of positive thinking. Like, right on. So we landed in Atlanta, and fucking, as we were landing, they let us know that the connector flight took off, and they're like, so please see this desk, blah, blah, blah. As soon as the fucking door opens, motherfucker just gangways past me, races up the jetway, goes to the fucking desk, and he's like, is there anything going to Los Angeles? And they're like, we got 1 flight going to the John Wayne Airport and shit like that, 1 seat left. It's about an hour from where we live and shit. He was like, I'll fucking take it. He goes, fuck you, Silent Bill. So I was stuck in Atlanta, man. I couldn't get home. There were no other fucking flights. And I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to sleep in Atlanta tonight. But the good news was I had weed with me. And the better news was right at the airport, they got a hotel with balconies, which is fucking rare. Generally speaking, near an airport, there are no balconies on the hotels. And I once asked why, and it's a grim fucking reason, so I won't share it. Find a hotel with a balcony near a fucking airport that I'm gonna fly out of in the morning. That's like fucking finding a pot of gold at the bottom of a rainbow. And then throw weed onto that? I was like, this is gonna be the greatest night of my life. So I was sitting on this fucking balcony at the airport in Atlanta, smoking weed, and I was reading Twitter. And somebody was like, I can't believe Tusk is on HBO Max. And I was like, neither can I gotta check this out. And I went to HBO Max and fucking Tusk was on it. And I was like, this is fucking crazy. And then I saw it had a trailer, and I was like, oh my God, it can't be the theatrical trailer. And it was the theatrical trailer, which is one of my favorite trailers in the world. And it made me want to watch the movie again. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna smoke weed in Atlanta and watch Tusk. And I had the best fucking time. The whole time I was like, it's like this fucking movie was made for me, man. Oh, it's such a delightful experience. I was having such a good time. I was cracking up. It was gross, laughing at my own jokes and shit. I texted the kids. I texted Justin Long, Haley Joel Osment, and Genesis Rodriguez. 3 kids are in the movie. Couldn't text Parks, he passed on. And also, he never texted anybody. So I texted the kids, and I'm like, kids, I just had one of the worst travel experiences in my life. No thanks to Jason fucking Mewes. I was like, but I'm sitting on a balcony in Atlanta smoking weed and watching fucking Tusk, and I'm having the best time. And it's all because of your performances. It is crazy how serious you all took this movie. It's a 4-letter title But you guys aren't acting like you're in Tusk, you're acting like you're in Argo. Like you're really fucking giving it your all. And I was like, it's so adorable. I said, it just reminded me of like one of the best times I ever had making a weird ass movie. And so it's right now it's 2022. 2024 is the 10-year anniversary of Tusk. I was like, so I'm recommending that we all reconvene for the sequel, Tusks. But it wasn't Tusk with an S, it was with a $sign at the end. Which is taken from the Jim Cameron apocryphal tale of apparently when he went to pitch Aliens to 20th Century Fox. He didn't direct Alien, that was Ridley Scott. But he came in, he goes, I want to direct Aliens. The story is he walked in, he had the execs sitting in their fucking boardroom, and he had a whiteboard and he wrote Alien on it. And the execs were like, And then he wrote an S after it, and they went, oh. And then he put 2 lines through the S, and they went, Wah! So, Genesis wrote back, oh, I can't wait. Haley wrote back, I see dead people. And Justin Long wrote back, and 2 minutes later wrote, wait, are you fucking serious? I told him, I was like, I'm super serious. He goes, how are you gonna pull that off, man? I'm a walrus still. I was like, not in the sequel. He goes, well, what happened? I was like, you become Howard Howe. You become the fucking nut bar in the house who's turning fuckers into it. And he goes, but how do I get out of the walrus suit? I was like, that's the whole fucking movie, bitch. Let me write it and shit. And so I started writing it. So movie number 19 will be Tusks. Movie number 20. And movie number 20, we just need to wait 10 years to make because the third lead is not old enough yet. Y'all remember in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Harley was like 2 years old or something, 3 years old. And then when we made Reboot, Harley was the third lead, right? She played Jay's daughter, Millie. So while we were making that movie, I was like, fuck, we get to do this one more time. And Jay was like, when? And I was like, when Logan grows up. Jay and Jordan have a daughter, Logan. She's in this movie. She's the one that Randall says, like, kite up your dick hole. And she's like, Logan, we figure she's her father's daughter, so sooner or later she's gonna exhibit a willingness to fucking take her dick out.
Wait, what?
They're so cute. Like, he has such a cute relationship with his daughter. You know, in school, he told me the story. He's like, you know, in schools, they're not allowed to call it wee-wee or pee-pee anymore. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, now they make the kids say the real words, like penis and vagina. And I was like, oh, I guess that makes more sense. And he goes, well, Logan came home the other day and she was like, Daddy, you can't call it my pee-pee anymore. It's my vagina. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry to offend you. And she was like, I'm not offended, but we have to use the right words. And she goes, I have a vagina and you have a penis. And he goes, oh, whoa. He goes, I believe I have a vagina too. And she goes, no, you don't. He goes, yes, I do. In fact, I'm gonna go wash my vagina right now. And she's like, you don't have a vagina. And he's like, yeah, and I'm pretty sure you have a penis. She's like, no. So when we shot that scene, it was like a legit reaction. Jeff was like, dick hole. The kid was like, because she is